Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
Pee!
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on Earth.
I was so busy trying to solve a technical problem mystery, I forgot to fill my water up for the stream. I'm going to die of thirst. You guys are going to watch me die of thirst this stream. This is the last little bit right there. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Dive, the Double D's, where I do my best to be a professional YouTuber. What I was doing, remember yesterday, for some reason, out of the blue, yesterday, we're confined on Tuesday, but yesterday, suddenly, what you may not know is that when I'm doing the stream, I run the stream yards off of Chrome because then I have to share Chrome tab to share audio on video. So I run it off of Chrome. Meanwhile, if it's not an audio based thing, I've got my Firefox open, which is where I run everything else off of because Chrome is generally ass. So I'm running Firefox here, Chrome there, and most things I share are from my Firefox tabs. Yesterday, out of the blue, off of Chrome, it won't recognize a Firefox browser window all of a sudden on StreamYard. So I was testing it out, and I opened up the StreamYard through. I joined the show through Firefox, and it let me share the Firefox window there. So something they've done in the past 72 hours has caused Chrome unable to recognize sharing a window from Firefox, which makes it annoying because essentially my universal ad blocker that I use is on Firefox and not on Chrome. So when we look at the news, we're going to be assaulted by crap. That annoys me. I'm going to have to send in a thing because that ain't right. It was working fine on Tuesday and suddenly it's not working. And I didn't do anything to change settings or all that and nothing. Everything's the same. No, I'm not going to drink out of a hose. You people need to give up on that. It's never going to happen. No amount of money is going to make me drink out of a hose. No amount of cajoling is going to make me drink out of a hose. It's not going to happen. But people, something wrong with you. I blame Sam. For this. Anyway, all right, we've got we should have a good show today. We've already had a prepaid video. Kratos paid for us to watch the latest Internet Historian video. It's a long one though, so we're gonna try and get to it as soon as possible because it's an hour and a half. So it's a long one. 2, I did watch The Disaster Artist last night, and about 10 minutes in, I started to understand what I was watching. I started to understand what was going on because I kept thinking something about this dude feels familiar. So we'll be doing a chat made me watch this review today for The Disaster Artist, starring the Franco brothers as the guys who made The Room. I tell you, about 10 minutes in, I realized, wait a minute, that's James Franco in some makeup and some prosthetics, and it's like, whoa, he looks like something. He looks like something. Wait a minute. Aha. Something's familiar here. So I realized it, and then of course there it was. About 30 minutes in, boom. Ta-da. So we'll be doing that. Chat made me watch this reviews. If you didn't catch it last night, we did a chat made me play this gaming. That's what we're calling that now. We did 30 minutes of House Flipper, which was essentially boring. Was a very chill game. I don't foresee myself playing it unless you guys make me. It's really not my thing to do a house. I mean, I'll city build, I'll city manage. That's great. That's different. But going through a house and installing plumbing and turning things and no, not a bad game, just not my game. So that was good. But then we did play some Tainted Grail. Tonight there will be Space Marine 2 because we rescheduled it, and Dermy's going to play. Dermy needs to take a break from VTuber drama, and he needs to play a video game. That's what he needs to do. So we're making him play a game tonight. Other than that, I don't have any opening segments. I got no warm-ups for you guys today because nothing jumped out at me in my cursory lookings arounds. And like I said, we have a lot to get to because I do have my own segment for the review, and we want to get to the video that Kratos has already paid for. So with that said, as always, here are the rules of the game. Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. Kel update. So there's a technician there? Have we texted? Where's... I hope it's working, dude. I hope it's working. I really do. This has been a shit show for you with your internet, man. Well, at least it's getting done. And you said last night they were going to give you credit. Yeah, somebody fucked up somewhere at. I mean, you have a home. Like for me, whenever there's a problem, it's not me; it's the wiring of the building because it's old. So they have to go out on that side. Yeah. Over there on that side, far end of the other building. I mean, I'm next to another building. There's the wiring hub where all the wiring is and all the shit is in there. Shit's ancient. They haven't updated it in over a decade. So whenever there's a problem on my internet, it's that, not me. And that's the thing. Yeah, it's the wiring. The junction box. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, the junction box. The hub box where everything's running through. If they don't update that shit, it goes bad. Got maintenance. Maintenance. Anyway. All right. So rules are always as follows. For those who may be new here, this is the show where you, the audience, are in charge. You dictate what I watch, how I suffer, and if I have pleasure or pain. $5 for an Adam rant on anything generally pop culture related or silly shit. $10, to ask a question. That'll send us down a rabbit hole discussion between all of us. We'll talk back and forth. That's how it works. Another $10 to make me rent me. Get the joke right. To rent me to play a video game where, as I proved last night, I will play it for 30 minutes, and you can always increase that time. Kel did it when we played Outlast 2, much to my dismay. $15 to have me react to an article we go over in the news or one you may be sitting on. It's a hot take. I have no preparation time, which means it may or may not be good. I may or may not be able to clip it out for a video. We never know. And then $20 to make me watch videos of your choice. And $30 to rent my time to watch a movie and review it live on stream. Chat made me watch this reviews, which we'll be doing today with The Disaster Artist. Them's the rules. I make them. Jed came up with them. And we will go from here. What good do you mean hood? Wait, did you mean good customer service? Agent, a hood. That could be read it so totally different way. You got a hood customer service. Is he ghetto? Oh, the racisms are killing me. Yeah, that's one thing I'll say. Sometimes, if you think about customer service, you got a hood. No, not good. You got a hood. So you did mean that. A hood. Who's ghetto? She was from the hood. Oh, the racisms. Anyway, I've always found I try not to get bent out of shape with customer service people unless they're really, really bad. Unless they're really, really bad. Most of the time, I try to play nice so that I get what I want. And there's always the trick of, put it in their lap, have them help you. Make it so they understand they're helping you. I need your help so much. She was ignorant. Good Lord. Well, all right, let's dive right into the news. Let's get right into that. Shared through Chrome tab. Ugh. Hate it. Nothing works right anymore. Nothing works right anymore. Anyway, all right, Variety. David Ellison asked whether Skydance has a side deal with Trump for free TV ads, says we were not involved in the Paramount settlement in any way. And I'm sure there are papers to prove that. So yeah, Skydance is fully now Paramount, a Skydance company. It used to be a Viacom company. Now it's Paramount, a Skydance company. All we can say right now is that I hope that this David Ellison guy proves to be a smart captain of his ship and will truly cut the fat at Paramount, because somebody needs to cancel Christmas Trek and cancel it now. I hope those rumors are true that they already canceled, because, well, it is a cancer. Already canceled Starfleet Academy Season 2 before Season 1 even starts. I hope so. I really, really hope so. That would be the grandest news story to cover if you're a real Star Trek fan. So I really do hope so. Gilded Age hits fourth straight ratings high with 4.6 million viewers for Season 3's penultimate episode. Listen, I don't care about Gilded Age. I may love Downton Abbey, and the same guy who created Downton Abbey created Gilded Age, but I don't care about Gilded Age because he kind of woked out on this shit. And only 4.6 million viewers, that's not a lot, especially on an HBO show. I believe it's HBO. I don't, in the end, I really don't think a ton of people care about it, but I believe it did get its Season 4. So if you like it, sure. But just give me that last Downton Abbey movie in a month or so. Give me that last Downton Abbey movie. Let's bring that to a close. Let's land that successfully. Wizards Beyond Waverly Place Season 2 gets release date and teaser trailer. That got a Season 2? Wow. I don't care. I do not care. Wasn't a real fan of the original series. Invincible maker Skybound Entertainment hires Jam City's Christina Cole as head of global comms. All right. Again, I'm right now, I'm going to give Skydance the benefit of the doubt because I think they understand how fucked up Paramount is right now, Paramount CBS, and that they need to clean house. It seems like, because they fired everybody involved originally. They're all gone. Excuse me. It's an entire new team. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, the Pit Season 2 will filter Trump's big, beautiful bill as Medicaid changes into storylines. We take our platform seriously. So you're basically going to create propaganda and not talk about how Medicaid, I'm starting to get a little political here, but Medicaid is essentially health care for nobody who ever wants to pay for it, and the lowest form of health care. It's the lowest form of health care. It's not Medicare, which if you have as someone who has an elderly parent, if you pay for the certain things through Social Security, you get the Medicare, which they have earned. Medicaid is everybody else in the country with our taxes paying for the worst kind of medical care you can get with our money. So, no, Medicaid is bullshit. So, propaganda piece. If you were going to convince me to watch the Pitt season 2, you just failed. Because now I know you're going to propaganda this bullshit. You're going to propaganda this bullshit. Say, oh my God, they took away Medicaid. Fuck Medicaid. It's not good. It doesn't provide good health care. Give me a break. Paramount set to pay for new CEO David Ellison, President Jeff Shell. Says pay for new CEO Ellison, President Jeff. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, listen, I hope they right the ship. We'll see what's going to happen. If I hear if it's true and they've canceled Starfleet Academy season 2, these guys get a major thumbs up, and I'm gonna have some faith that they're gonna try and fix that company and all the programming there. Academy Museum Motion Picture to host special retrospective on Gaumont's 130th year anniversary. I don't care. I don't care about that. YouTube donating $3 million to LA creative professionals whose homes were destroyed or damaged by wildfires. All right. Well, hey, YouTube, why don't you fix the algorithm so you don't bury me every day? How about that? So you could just pay me what you owe me through views and ads. That'd be great. I love that. Independent film company buys Joel Edgerton's psychological thriller, The Plague. Tracy Ellis Rose's solo traveling renewed for season 2. Okay, these are things I don't care about. Deep look at Paramount Pictures. What's next for House Adolf Zucker built and David Ellison just bought? How about make good movies again and make good television? How about that? It's very simple. Don't pay bad people to make bad things. My Neighbor Totoro unveils first official puppet artwork for London stage production. Once again, Ghibli is anime for normies. There, I said it again. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. Rachel Yamagata to return with Starlit Alchemy, her first new album. Oh, it's music. I don't care about music. I don't know who that guy is right there. Don't care. The Paper trailer. So the offshoot of The Office, The Paper. The Paper. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of The Office, so I doubt I'm going to like The Paper. Spencer Pratt visits DC to support LA fires investigation, escalating battle with Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. I'm literally their worst nightmare. Well, good. I like that. I like the sound of that. Take it to those losers. Thugs. Conclave producer Michael Jackman to produce stock market thriller Black Tuesday. Yeah, I'm excited to hear that. Not. Selena Gomez's Lizzie McGuire, and Sweet Life spinoffs get axed at Disney before Wizards Waverly Place. I was kind of my wit's end. Okay. Is this like a story of her past? If so, I don't care. 901 Nashville cast country music star Kane Brown for a series premiere cameo. Again, don't know who that is. Don't care. Don't care. More Skydance. That's the conclusion of the merger. What the hell? No. AGC Studios Stuart Ford at Locarno. The clouds are beginning to lift towards a leaner, more profitable independent sector. Next star, ad sales down 9%. CW owner beats on quarter 2 earnings. They still can't make money on the CW. Prof, what do you mean you didn't do it? What do you mean you didn't do it? What do you mean you didn't do it? You did something probably. And you're just going to try and pass blame on somebody else, I'm sure. James Gunn to direct next movie in the Super family at DC Studios after Superman's. Not a success. Not a financial success, and half people hate it. Once again, Superman 2025, James Gunn Superman is not a success. If half the people hate it and half the people love it, that's not a success. If it didn't make any money, it's not a success. But they're going to keep carrying that fucking water. And of course, James Gunn's going to make another one. Can't wait to shit all over that one too. I gave benefit of doubt before we went into this one. He gets no more benefit of doubt. He doesn't. Dog shit. Batman 2 preparing to begin shooting next spring. Warner Brothers Discovery announces. Oh, look. Batman 2 suddenly in production. Honestly, if Superman was the success it had to be, they would have buried that shit. They would have buried it in a pit so deep, not even archaeological digs a million years from now would find it. But nope, they're going to go forward with it and confuse the fuck out of the normies. Warner Brothers Discovery swings Q2 profit boosted by HBO Max expansion Minecraft. Yeah, but you're going to lose. That's Q2 profits. Your Q3 profits will include the $300 to $400 million loss that will be James Gunn's Superman. They're gonna lose money. That's simple. Even if you play by their fake $225 million metrics, they're still going to lose money on Superman. Visit Films boards Mortician, a one-man cinematic cry from exile. Just you phone and the story, that's it. Whatever. Alif boards Campbell Helm lowrider header. Okay, I don't care about that. Let's see. Anything interesting here? Anything interesting? Dean Cain's now going to be an ICE agent. That's funny. Kelly Clarkson postpones Las Vegas residency to be fully present during Family Matter. I'm sincerely sorry. Let's move on. Hollywood Reporter. Last call for late night. After 7 years of tucking America into bed and then groping them, it looks like a curtain is about to come down on the late night genre. Yeah. We could be at the end of late night. The house that Johnny built is collapsing because of agenda and ideology. Hey, man, fuck around and find out. South Park portrays Kristi Noem as puppy shooting, face melting ice villain. All right, South Park, they're going to do what they're going to do. And it seems everybody who they're going after right now is taking it in stride, and South Park is the one being butthurt that they're taking it in stride. Except Trump. Trump's probably melting down somewhere in a corner because he hates it when he gets made fun of. But everybody else is handling it. Scott Ant's closed. Great. For spinoff, saw that. Let's keep going. I don't want to keep looking at that. All right. IGN. Elden Ring Night Rain has an ultra rare item you've probably never seen, and players are still puzzling over what it's really for. Well, good luck to the item hunters. Those guys are gonna get their time's worth. If you get it, good job. It's probably RNG hell, but good luck with it. I personally don't. I pray to, and instead of playing Orange Jesus, I pray to Orange Ganesh because he's always in the past giving me more. He just has. For We Are Many, special edition cover art revealed for Bobbyverse Book 2. I don't even know what that is. DICE explains exactly how Battlefield 6 uses AI soldiers within the open beta. People getting ready for Battlefield 6. They're probably I hope they have a good time. Not my game, but I hope they have a good time. ROG's handheld Xbox release date has been leaked. Eminem doesn't seem to mind when people call him the guy from Fortnite. I sincerely doubt they call him the guy from Fortnite, especially because Eminem is irrelevant at this point. Paper Return, talk about that. The next Lord of the Rings movie has a great script. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav says was shooting set for next year. Okay, no. I don't care how good the script is. Hunt for Gollum. It's shaped. People are not excited for this. Hardcore Lord of the Rings fans are not excited for this. You're taking another couple pages at most of a discussion and you're going to stretch it into a movie? Ooh, man. I don't know. It just feels, this is improper milking. I mean, you had a chance. You had a choice with your Warner Brothers. You own 95% of Lord of the Rings, essentially. What do you do with it? Instead of making a first age movie, which would put butts in seats, people would flock to watch a historical movie of what happened in the first age. That's one of those acceptable prequel movies where we know what happens, but we want to see that history play out. We want to see how cool it would look. So you have a chance to do that, but what do? You get super old Sir Ian. You get now older Viggo Mortensen. And you're going to have, what's his name? I totally forgot his name. Crawling around as Gollum again with motion cap dots. What are we doing here? What are we doing? People want to see the history. They don't want to see a paragraph or 2 pages of a moment that nobody cares about. I will ask Alf tonight. Alf is the hardest core Tolkien fan I know who I talk to on a regular basis. I will ask him tonight on Space Marine 2. Alf, do you care about the events of the Hunt for Gollum? I'm 100% sure his answer is going to be no. I'm fairly certain his answer is going to be no. And then I'll ask him, would you rather have a First Age movie? And he will say, fuck yeah. This is such a waste of time and effort and really money. Money. Disciples Dominion announced for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Domination. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm kind of curious. Maybe I'll come back and look at it later. Nintendo Indie World Showcase August 2025. Everything announced. Good luck. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and No Show again. What is this Hollow Knight thing that these people are so upset about that keeps getting passed over at these Nintendo Directs? What is this? Is it really important? Probably not. Am I being am I broad stroking my opinion? Of course I am, because I'm not a Nintendo guy anymore. So people crying over something like that, I'm not going to care. Batman 2 Final Begin Shooting, we already talked about that. DCU steward James Gunn now writing, preparing to direct next movie. Already talked about that. After Concord's failure and Marathon's delay, Sony admits PlayStation Live service strategy is not entirely going smoothly. Oh, you think? You think? How about no more live service? How about let's not do live service games anymore because nobody wants them? Avatar director James Cameron issues warning about mixing AI and weapon systems. There's still a danger of Terminator-style apocalypse. I wouldn't do it, honestly. I would still rather have a human behind the controls or something. South Park keeps going after Trump administration. We already saw that. Battlefield 6 open beta going live. Jurassic World coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Okay. Well, you have to dodge pterodactyls, I guess. Battlefield 6 open beta forces PC gamers to mess around with their BIOS to enable secure boot. And Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is next. It sounds like fucking around with personal information. Don't know if that's a good idea. Sony announces fresh sales milestone for PS5. I like my PS5. Let's stick with the PS5. We don't need a PS6 yet. We don't. WoW. Already talked about it yesterday. All right. Park Place. What's this on Battlefield 6 here? No recoil. There you go. Don't try to be a smarty pants. Okay. Let's scroll down. All right. Bob Iger accidentally reveals Star Wars and Marvel retail slump while stumping for Lilo and Stitch. Ooh. I might want to talk about that one right now. I might want to do that one right now. The most vital part of any theme park maintenance program is the word maintain, an editorial by LW Ghost. Don't care about theme parks. Mural extends bid deadline for Harry Potter Land at Yas Island. I don't know what that is. Jeremy Renner ready to talk about Hawkeye 2. That's from like 2-3 weeks ago. Pedro Pascal, that's from yesterday. Okay, so we heard about that one yesterday, and I pressed X to doubt. Theme parks. Yeah, all right, now we're into more yesterday news. Okay. Oh, I'm kind of tempted to do this one right now. Let me just skim real quick. It's numbers, though. I don't like doing numbers. Numbers hurts Adam's brain. Yeah, it's WWE Pro using his own stuff. Yeah, I'll skip it. Unless you guys want it. Unless you guys want it. All right. Okay. So with that said, let's move on to my definite segment of the day. Chat made me watch this reviews. Another segment of Chat made me watch this reviews. You guys pay for it. I watch it. I review it live on stream. And guess what? We got a winner today. Oh man, do we have a winner? It won't even share. All right, this is a problem. Now it's not sharing my pictures like it used to. All right, that's a problem. That's a problem. Great, give me a second. Sorry, guys, give me a second. This is fucking StreamYard's being a bitch on Chrome. All right, hang on a second. Ay. Sorry. Taking a second to adjust it. Now, where was I? As I said, welcome to another edition of Chat Made Me Watch This Reviews, where today we are going to do The Disaster Artist. Oh boy. So you may think that Jimmy Franco right here looks like somebody familiar. And yes, this is a biopic based on real life events movie of the making of The Room, which we reviewed recently on this particular series. About 10 minutes into the movie, did I realize what was going on here? I thought, wait a minute. James Franco looks like and sounds like the dude from The Room. And then I kept thinking, it has to be. And then we're going through their life. This guy who is Tommy and his guy Greg, who played Mark in the movie, in The Room. This is telling their story of their rise to infamy, essentially. Their rise to infamy. About how they were both crap actors who came out to Hollywood, and this whole thing. Now, we asked the question when we were watching The Room. When I was watching The Room and reviewing it, we asked the question: what went into making this movie? What seriously went into making this movie? How much money did they spend? What did they do? Why is it so bad? And this movie literally tells us why it was all so bad. One, where the money came from, apparently, and according to the movie, nobody knows to this day, the dude Tommy, this dude is some sort of ultra wealthy guy. Like, there's a scene in the movie where Seth Rogen's character is going to get a check cashed, and he says, wow, the check got cashed, and the teller at the bank says, yeah, this is a bottomless pit. This the account is a bottomless pit. So this dude, Tommy, when he made this movie, he used all his own money. He spent, rumors are, according to the movie, $6 million, and he kept it in theaters for 2 weeks. This dude used his own money, and he super wealthy. And the other joke is nobody knows how old this guy is. He keeps claiming to be a certain age. Nobody knows how old he is. He keeps claiming to be from New Orleans when obviously he's not. He's some sort of weird Eastern Euro, from what I can tell from his accent. So they made this movie because no one else would hire them to do anything, or Tommy apparently got yelled at in a restaurant by a producer that you'll never be famous. Maybe was it Judd Apatow in there? I don't know. It might have been Judd Apatow. I don't know. I think it was somebody I sort of recognized. I don't know. You'll never be famous, this and that. So he decided to do it himself. And the dude, Greg, was there with him. But watching this movie, I will say this. This movie is more entertaining than The Room. Watching Jimmy Franco beat Tommy, a.k.a. Johnny from the movie, was hilarious. It was actually entertaining and amusing. Now, of course, when the movie starts, you get a bunch of people talking about how a bunch of actors and directors talking about how they wish to be on the set of this. And at one point, they put Jar Jar Abrams on the screen, and I yelled, "Ah!" That was my reaction, like, Jar Jar Abrams, fuck off. This was made in 2017, so he wasn't in the doghouse yet. Jar Jar was still everybody's favorite new fresh guy back then. But yeah, so this whole thing was actually entertaining to watch. Making the movie was a nightmare because Tommy is insane and stupid. They show us the background of all the scenes we made fun of, like the whole the horrible opening love scene where you see his man ass. Nobody wanted him to do it, but he insisted on doing it according to this. And remember how I made fun of he's screwing her belly button? Everybody was saying, "What does he know where the vag is?" Because he's like humping it. It was hysterical. And yeah, Jimmy Franco walking around naked, man ass everywhere. He had a thing covering his wing. But I mean, it was hysterical. And then like the scene where it took them 100 takes to get the oh hi mark scene done until Greg puts a bottle in his hand so he's distracted. And this whole thing, it was a nightmare. Now, of course, we see their interpersonal relationship where we learn that Tommy is, I don't know if he's gay for Greg or not. We don't know. Because he's really obsessive over Greg. He doesn't like it when he gets a girlfriend. He doesn't like it when he gets another job offer. Like one point, he ran into, because then girlfriend at the time knew Bryan Cranston from Pilates class, and Bryan Cranston's like, hey, come do a bit part on Malcolm in the Middle. And because he had like his whole beard going on. And the whole reason according to the movie, the whole reason Greg shaves off the beard or Mark comes in clean shaven later in the movies because Tommy didn't want him going to do that bit role on Malcolm in the Middle. If that's true, that's wild and crazy. This is nuts. So this whole movie details their life and leading up to this and the abusive nature of Tommy, and yet how everybody still kind of forgives him in the end. They all in the life of an actor and this and that, and they eventually put out the movie, and everybody, it's cringe as fuck, but it turns into this weird humor-filled cult classic. They claim that whenever it goes in a theater, it sells out and laughs at it. Listen, I saw it once. I don't ever want to see it again. Out of the three that Kratos made me watch, it was the better because at least, and now it proves this dude didn't know what he was doing, because remember when I reviewed it, I said, what happened to the breast cancer? In this, they show us that he said it was a twist because the actress, the mother who played the actress, the actress played the mother in the movie, was saying, so does the breast cancer ever come back? He says, no, it was a twist. So I was right to remark what happened to the breast cancer. He didn't know. So this guy was a nightmare. This guy was a nightmare on set and doing everything. And he was just like firing people. He had no proper vision of how to do anything. But it's turned into this cult thing that people enjoy for reasons. They show up. Theaters sell out when they go and see it. So, man, I'm flabbergasted. I'm shocked. Now, apparently, Jimmy Franco won a Golden Globe for his portrayal of Tommy. So this, I would say, I'm going to say it again. This is a better movie than the actual movie. I was actually somewhat entertained by this, watching this disaster artist, watching this disaster unfold. And there you go. Now, this was made in 2017. This is already, 8 years ago. So I don't know if the cult favoring still happens. We know it is still one of the most made fun of movies of all time. The memes are real. And wow. So this wasn't as bad as watching the actual movie. I had an okay time watching this. I still wish I hadn't been made to watch it, but that's kind of the point of chat makes me watch this reviews. You guys do what you want, and you guys put it in front of me, and if you make it happen, I got to do it. So there we go. I don't know what more to say about Disaster Artist. I mean, the performances were fine. Everybody did okay. The cameos were annoying. I hate every second I have to watch Seth Rogen on a screen. Is terrible. But Jimmy Franco and his brother, they did a good job, and it was fun. It was a fun, weird little movie that gave me the history of it. And of course, halfway through, I realized, Kratos, I realize what you're doing here. I understand what you're doing here. I understand your game. So I guess now I understand everything. And it proves to me that when my review of The Room, I was spot on in everything I was going on about. It's like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And the truth is, it was insane and creepy and weird. Plain and simple. Okay, there you go. Chat made us watch this reviews. Another one in the book. There we go. All right. Okay, then. Yeah, that was fun. We enjoyed that. All right, now, okay, so we have let's get to our video. El Grados has purchased us to watch the latest Internet Historian video, which means I might actually be aware of what's going on with this. So let's see if I can find it, because now my Chrome tab thing is all crazier than usual. And there we go. All right, guys. Let's do it. Let's get to the video. Let me check Stream Elements real quick. Nothing fresh. No super chat. So this is what we got. Let's go. Internet Historian. We like Internet Historian.
This video was made possible by Saley and some very patient people over at Patreon.
Okay, music fades in.
My friend,
no idea what this is about.
let me weave you a tale
Okay.
of a windswept night beyond the old Egyptian sands, where the water plays coy with the shore, and the coy are sure to play in the water, where the desert wolves make love
Desert wolves?
to the moon.
Exterior day.
This is
Nile?
the Suez Canal.
Oh, Suez Canal. Okay.
Undeniably, Egypt's most famous body of water.
Nothing
Nothing bad
Deniably.
ever
See,
happened.
see what he did there? Undeniably. I see what he did there. That's clever.
Happens here. Oh, except for that one time. Oh. Okay, so there's a ship, and it's called the Ever Given, and it's going up the Suez Canal really, really fast.
I mean, we have an hour and a half of this. I have no idea what he's about to talk about. I don't.
Probably. And you think that, well, the Port Authority would call up, and they'd be like,
Captain, you are going way too fast.
but the captain, he's wicked sick cool. So he's like,
They're just jealous of my passion for going fast through critical trade infrastructure.
Increase speed. If you will not slow
I gotta say, Internet Historian, looking good with his graphics. He's looking good with his graphics these days.
down, prepare to meet the full might of the Egyptian military.
two of Egypt's fastest fighter jets scramble on the runway. The captain kept adding power.
Faster. The people of Europe need these Chinese knockoffs of European goods.
And they got all sorts of technology to go like top speed.
Don't go faster. I
The magnet, the bullet magnet.
beseech you.
But everyone on the crew was loving it. Yeah, go fast.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, go.
But then,
Look out! Someone left a ramp in the middle of the canal.
I ain't afraid of nothing.
it was at this point that the captain chose to do a wicked sick jump.
Really?
Lens flare.
Container to does it? Wait. Okay, hang on. Wait.
They were gonna collide.
Wait. I went too far.
Power.
Faster. The people of Europe need these Chinese
I
knockoffs
wanna
of
read those
European
headlines.
goods.
And they got all sorts of technology to go like top speed.
Don't go faster. I beseech you.
But everyone on the crew was loving it. Yeah, go faster. But then,
Look out! Someone left a ramp in the middle of the canal.
I ain't afraid of nothing.
it was at this point that the captain chose to do a wicked sick jump.
Wicked sick jump.
Lens flare.
Okay, wait. All right. So, container ship does amazing jump in Suez. Okay, these are fake headlines. Okay, all right.
But they overshot it. They were gonna collide with a gently sloping sandy bank. They threw on the handbrake,
Drop anchor. Brace for impact.
but it was too late. Collision. Literally everybody died. ever given, ever taken away.
What is going on here?
Yeah, that'll do. All right, see you in a year. What do you mean it's not long enough? Wikipedia, ChatGPT. Add the music. They love that. A reaction GIF? That's a good one. No, this video is too good. Dial it back a little.
What is he doing?
Okay, let me start again. I'll do the phony voice too. Better. Okay, so here's what really happened.
All right, here we go. Everything is great.
This story begins in Malaysia. Of course, you already know, but that's this one over here. And at a port named Tanjung Pelepus is the container ship known as the Ever Given. The last of the cargo is loaded onto the ship, and the captain of the ship, Krishnan Kanthaval.
Wow, he looks so capable.
Is there with his crew of 20. Hello. At this point, Kanthaval probably said something.
I like how we were just gonna stack the extra Amazon boxes inside the bridge. They're everywhere. It's okay. Hey, listen, I got a Amazon order last week that was all messed up. Box all fucked up. The thing out in there damaged, leaking. I had to get a refund.
Something like, all right, the boat's tummy is all full of cargo. We're almost ready to get going. So Evergreen, the operating company of the ship, would have called ahead and booked passage for the ship. Yes, one adult ship ticket, please. Large. How many containers? Hold on.
All of them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Now, this guy at the operating company is on the line to the Suez Canal Authority, and they are in charge of all of the operations of the Suez Canal. All right, thank you for choosing Suez.
He's really going hard on this animation stuff. I mean, I know we're watching most of his videos from years and years ago, and this is his most current one. So, no, it was not lube, just some cream.
Suez Waterways, you are scheduled for March 23rd. You are 922nd in queue. All right, we've got a Supermax container coming through on March 23rd. Pulling up the stats now. The Ever Given, one of the largest container ships in the world. Over 400 meters long, 60 meters wide. Only 10% smaller than the world's largest aircraft carrier. Able to carry over 20,000 of these shipping containers. Here's a guy and a sandwich for scale. All right, navigator, helmsman, Gene. Let's get going. We wouldn't want to hold up the other ships. With a teary goodbye, the Ever Given sets sail from Malaysia and makes course for the Netherlands. Let's go to the map. Malaysia, and you already know, but the Netherlands is over here.
Yeah.
The route's so simple. You just go from here over to... Oh. We're blocked by Africa.
I was going to say, there's a thing called Africa in the way.
Africa, sir. Should we just head back? Don't worry. I know a shortcut. Head into that inlet. It's called the Red Sea. Captain, it's blue. I know.
Fun fact, once upon a time, it was called the Reed Sea, way back in antiquity, and eventually it got shortened to the Red Sea. Fun fact.
In a bit over a week, the Ever Given cruises all the way to the Red Sea. And on the way, someone on the crew points out Djibouti.
Djibouti! You have to understand, when you were a kid, Djibouti was like the joke. I got you Djibouti right here. We were immature. And we're not ashamed of it.
And says it aloud, Djibouti, because it's fun to say. It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain, I can tell you that much. Captain, we've got another problem on the sat-nav. There's more land in the way. How are we supposed to get through an obstacle like this? Should I just head back? Now, if this was 1868, Kanthaval...
You go around the Cape of Good Hope. That's what you do. You go around Africa.
Would be in big trouble. But luckily, in 1869, someone happened to dig a big channel right from one side of this isthmus to the other, and filled it with water, they did, which meant that ships no longer needed to circumnavigate Africa. It's nothing personal. It's a geographic thing. Late that evening, the Ever Given arrives at the Gulf of Suez, here on the map. It's a big open area for ships to park. And there are ships everywhere, sitting idle, waiting for their turn to pass through the canal. Now the helmsman is kind of driving around the area, looking for a place to park and drop anchor.
And then pick up some ladies for the night.
But then, something captures his attention. Hey, what's that mysterious-looking ship over there? It looks abandoned. M.V. Ahmad. M.V. Do not speak its name, helmsman. Why not? Look, there's a spot. That's a handicap. They park the ship, drop anchor, and radio in to the Suez Canal Authority. Thank you for joining the queue. Typical wait time is a few hours, up to 1 business day. Why do we have to wait? Why can't we just go straight through? Because we've got rules here at the canal. A big book of them. No running, no dive bombing, and blah, blah, blah. Somewhere way down the back of the manual, it says, all vessels entering or leaving the canal must have a pilot. And in fact, a ship as large as yours needs 2. These pilots are employees of the Canal Authority who understand the perils of the route, kind of like a consultant to the captain. And they stand around going, yes, yes, go here, turn coming up here, watch out for the geese.
Fuck the geese.
So just stand by for a while, yep? All right, nothing to do till this pilot arrives. Guess I'll take a little bit of me time. I'm off to my cabin, fellas. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And so just after midnight, Canterville heads back to his quarters to take a nap.
And now those guys want to go to the haunted ship.
Quite a cozy scene, wouldn't you say? But all is not well on the Ever Given tonight. There seems to be some trouble with the weather. 2:30 a.m. Canterville wakes up. Outside is the loud rattle of shipping containers sparring with the wind, loud enough to capture Canterville's attention. Rah-rah. He dashes up to the bridge. All right, what's the status on it being really, really windy outside? The wind is up to 35 knots, but the Ever Given is fine and the anchor is keeping us held. All right, it sounds like I can head back to my quarters then. Wait, Captain. I think we need to move the ship. Yeah, those guys are getting closer and closer to us. We're surrounded by ships like the Al Nasriyah. Their anchors can't withstand the wind and they are being dragged about. We need more buffer or there's risk of a collision. Good thinking. All right, duty engineer, prep the engines. Aye. The ship kicks.
He should have done a Scotty. Aye, Captain.
To life. The helmsman steers the Ever Given to get further away from the other ships. This whole thing might be cancelled. Port control. Although this waiting area is delightful, the weather outside is very frightful. Is passage through the canal still happening? Not cancelled. Hold position. Your pilot is wrapping up and will be on his way to your vessel soon. They're making us wait. Captain, if we're struggling not to hit ships in this big open area, it's going to get pretty dicey when we have to navigate through a narrow channel like the Suez. Yes. Although you should have said, spoiler warning.
Coming up next on Channel Ad Time.
Welcome back to Raising Sailing. I'm Sailing Man, professional traveler.
I'm gonna go get some water while he does his
user,
ad read. I'll be right
finding
back.
tourists to get them huge savings on an eSIM plan. It ain't for the faint of heart. But if there's one thing I've learned in all my years, when they're traveling, they need data.
I can't get an Uber. I didn't sort out my data before I left.
Got another one? Try this. First, we download the Saily app on your phone. Then we choose how much data we want and where. Then we add the code Internet Historian for 15% off. And don't forget the most important part. Mwah. I just gave your phone international data using the Saley app.
Thank you, Saley man. Very cool.
So download the Saley app or scan the QR code on the screen now and use the code Internet Historian to get 15% off at checkout.
It's so beautiful here in the hills of Switzerland. If only I could listen to podcasts in the background.
Here comes Saley Man. Over 200 destinations, 24/7 live chat support, and no physical SIM or roaming fees, because it's just an app.
Could I have my phone back, please?
At Saley, family comes first, and data comes second. Data comes first. They're both tied for first.
Tonight on Raising Saley.
Anyone can get sick. Dead ones. Sorry, I have a boyfriend ones. Or regular.
I have a presentation in 15 minutes at the UN Security Council,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't download the slides. Without this presentation, I'm worried they're going to nuke North Sentinel Island again.
15 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
I'll be the guy who started the next world war without those damn slides.
10 minutes to go and he hasn't got the slides.
History will not look kindly on me without those slides.
Here comes Saley. Now you have 10 gigabytes of data on your phone. Cheaper than most phone providers.
I love you, Saley man.
Hush, little one. I saved it.
The Saley app really saved me.
This truly was our darkest hour.
Sexiest
But we
Pokemon.
prevailed. It's not an easy job, but Saley gets me through. So download the Saley app or scan the QR code on screen and use Internet Historian as the code to get 15% off at checkout. Get some damn data on your phone, why not? Ad over. Some time has passed. We're back on the bridge. There's the helmsman. Captain's gone back to his quarters. Pilots won't be here for hours. Then suddenly, an idea. The helmsman takes it upon himself to navigate a little bit of art.
What?
Hee, says the helmsman.
What?
As long as no one checks the nav data, this won't come back to bite me at all. A couple of hours pass. The wind dies down just a little. No ships crashed into
This
the
happened
Ever
in
Given,
2021.
but a small one did pull up beside it. Captain, pilots are here. Welcome aboard. Oh, hey, Captain. Yes, we're running late. Where's the helm? We don't know what the pilots' names are, so we're just going to go with blue and red. Okay, I think we should move ahead at about 14 kilometers. That's right. Ahead, 14 kilometers per hour. The Ever Given joins a convoy of ships taking position at the entrance to the canal. Convoy, checking in. Ready. All right, everybody. We want to be alert. Stay focused. Yeah, Captain. I'll follow the other ships. I'll try not to get lost. Hold on, helmsman. And the audience. This is a much more perilous journey than you might know. What? A big straight line? It is 193 kilometers of narrow waterway. And I hope you've got some stamina, because it takes 12 hours to traverse. That's a
Really?
full day trip. Some parts are only 24 meters deep. Oh, that's very shallow. Yes, and only 200 meters wide in some parts. That's very narrow. I've seen McDonald's drive-thrus with more clearance. And you certainly wouldn't want to have an accident, would you? Because 12% of the entire world's sea freight passes through here. If you blocked it, the consequences would be humongous. No pressure, though. Oh, I see. Oh, don't mind him. He gives that speech to everybody. Ahead, 14 kilometers per hour. Yes, pilot. 14 kilometers. Steady on. So into the canal the Ever Given went. As they cruise, the winds swirl back onto the sea. No longer buffered by miles of open water, the sand and dust can blow about with abandon. Low visibility. Strong winds jostle the ship. Grit pelts the bow. The Ever Given steams ahead at about the pace of a fast jog. And there's no real build-up here, to be honest. Things go awry almost immediately. How are you coping with the wind? It's
Almost
manageable.
Immediately?
All right, well, the wind is definitely pushing us to the left-hand side. Yes, just try to keep it as centered as you can. Adjusting. These winds are quite something. Do you think we should have insisted they postpone? The pilots don't seem worried, and they know this water better than anyone. The angle of the wind is particularly nasty.
That's actually the thing right there. Think about that. I was thinking it was going to be a problem with the Ever Given, but if the pilots allowed this to go, then it feels like a Suez Canal problem. If this happens, like, well, maybe we should have stopped this. No, pilot said it's okay. I guess so.
Catching the enormous surface area of the ship and constantly nudging it off course. Helmsman, you're still too far to the left. You got to get back to the center. Yeah, I'm trying. Adjusting. The helmsman keeps changing the trajectory of the ship, but he cannot seem to stay in the center. Come on, helmsman, we're still not centered. I know, it's the wind. No matter what they do, they can't seem to get away from the left bank. The wind foils their every countermaneuver. This is not as manageable as I thought it would be. Is it going to be like this the whole way? Don't worry, this is really common. It won't be the whole trip. No. The problem is we're going too slow. Red pilot takes the initiative. If we speed up, we can push through the wind. Accelerate to 20.
Oh, no.
2 kilometers an hour. Somewhat reluctantly, the helmsman obliges. 22 kilometers per hour. Engines engage and the ship speeds up. Captain, going this fast in heavy winds is needlessly reckless. There are protocols for this sort of thing. All right, Gene, it's a bit windy. Relax. This must happen all the time. The red pilot was right. The increased speed helps them to fight through the wind and get away from the left-hand bank. However, they can't seem to keep the ship in the very center. Helmsman, you're aimed too severely to the right-hand bank now. We need a bit of leadership here. Don't worry, I know what to do. Turn left. Adjusting. The pilot's giving steering instructions now. Captain, is he supposed to do that? Captain, the pilot is not here to give steering orders. You should say something. The ship is now consistently snaking left and right and left and right. Turn to the right. So they turn to the right, but then they end up too far to the right. You're too close to the right bank now. Turn to the left. Yes, I agree. Turn to the left. Look, this is all a bit tense, and we both know where this is going. It's gonna crash. Let's just enjoy it. Oh, wow. There it is. A gently sloping, sandy bank.
There it is.
Red pilot, we're just consultants. This isn't our job to steer the ship. You're micromanaging. We should only be giving general navigation advice. We're getting too close to the left bank. I can't keep it centered. We have to slow this ship down. If we slow down, the wind will push us into the bank. What do I do? Reduce the speed. The two pilots begin bickering. And not just bickering normally. They're bickering in Arabic.
Oh, no.
Arabickering. And Canthable's crew doesn't speak Arabic. What the hell are they saying? I don't know. Neither do I. Does anyone here speak Arabic? The Ever Given has reached its target speed of 22 kilometers an hour, but they're taking wider and wider turns and can't seem to get anywhere near the center of the lane. And the two pilots...
Here's a question I had. Was any other ship in this particular convoy having these problems? That's what I'm wondering now. That's the question I have.
They're still fighting. Captain? Captain! Pilots! Captain! The Ever Given then reaches an extreme, unrecoverable angle, pointing acutely to the right, straight for the bank.
Uh-oh.
We need to turn left.
We still got an hour left.
Hard left. Hard to the left. Hard to the left. The rudder turns. But the ship doesn't turn with it. Instead, it slides. Didn't I tell you to turn left? Why aren't we turning? I am turning to the left, Captain. The ship's not responding.
I can't.
I knew this would happen. It's your fault. The helmsman loses his ability to steer. The ship has gone out of control.
Whoa! Titties. Hey there.
Captain, Canterville finally steps forward. Enough! Helmsman, center the rudder. Reduce speed. Rudder center. Reduce... But it's too late. Canterville did not intervene in time. Shit.
According to a person filming with the VDR audio, Captain Canterville reacted as anyone might in the situation. Shit, he screamed. Oh! Of course, it's shitty sandworms, not good sandworms.
The crew can feel the vibration through the floor as the bow meets the bank. That bow, raised 6 meters, slides into the bank with ease, like a hot pencil through pudding.
Pencil through pudding? Whew.
Meanwhile, the rear of the ship is pulled into the opposite bank. The bridge shakes and the crew lurches forward as 300,000 tons of momentum is reduced to 0 in the span of a couple of seconds. We've run aground, cut your engines, Canterville yells out on the radio, because don't forget, these ships are running as a convoy, which means that the ships behind them have just seen what's happened, and they all have to slam on the brakes. A couple of ships back, the Asia Ruby 3 suffers an engine malfunction.
What?
And it cannot stop as quickly as it intended.
This is a fucking disaster movie now. An engine malfunction? Are you serious?
Tends to, and nearly plows into the back of the Maersk Denver. They manage to stop themselves just in time. And
I'm denied a fender bender in the Suez Canal. I thought I was going to get a fender bender.
Prevent running aground as well. Pan back to the Ever Given. Let us look at it from above. It is diagonally wedged across the entire canal. An unplanned bridge connecting 2 continents. A ship collision of such magnitude, there's almost nothing to compare it to. Maybe Hindenburg? 9/11? I'll keep Googling. No, hold off on the dramatic sound effects. There's no need to panic just yet. It's like a car tire stuck in the mud. We simply reverse. Full astern. Well, that means full backwards.
No.
Propellers at the back of the ship whiz to little effect.
Yeah, you're stuck,
Locked in
dude.
place by the sand. We didn't move. Merely a run-up. Crash astern. That's the most dramatic version of full astern, ramping up to full thrust as quickly as possible. Nothing. No, stop it. No sound effect just yet. We still have one more option. Start up the bow thrusters. They're the jets at the front of the ship that give a little bit of extra oomph. Crash astern, full thrusters.
Now, I can just imagine this time they're just praying, come on, we can fix this ourselves. We're all like, we've all been in a situation like this where we think to ourselves, all right, I can fix this myself. I'm going to get out of this problem. I'm not going to involve anybody else. I'm going to fix it. But no, you're fucked. You're so fucked.
No effect, sir. Now, we don't have the transcript from here, so we'll just presume that at the time, Canterville said something very quirky and millennial, like, so that just happened. But what we do know is that he and the pilots then jumped on the radio and got in contact with the Port Authority. We've got something to tell you, and you gotta promise not to get mad. Shut up. Listen, we're gonna need a tugboat. We are run aground. The helmsman takes a turn at being millennial. There are other ships right behind me, aren't there? Uh-huh. And there were, as the queue of container ships piling up behind them got longer and longer. Make that 2 tugboats. So what happened here exactly? And who is in big trouble?
Everybody.
Explainer time. There are 3 main causes to why the ship crashed. Let's start with the wind. The captain could have very easily said, guys, the wind is far too severe. Let's postpone. But he didn't. However, the blame's not all on Canthaville. The two pilots could have also said, let's just follow protocol. By radioing in to HQ and saying, yes, get us 2 tugboats, please. With one on each side at the front, they would have had far more stability and control. And they wouldn't need to erratically fight about with the wind to stay in the middle of the lane. Second cause, the speed of the ship. Now, it was the red pilot who told the helmsman, accelerate the ship to 22 kilometers per hour. But when he did that, they were already driving at the speed limit for their weight class, 14 kilometers per hour. And telling the helmsman to go beyond that meant that they are technically breaking the rules. And while I agree that some rules are made to be broken, going this fast in a very large ship in a comparatively small canal causes a whole bunch of problems to do with fluid dynamics. Big problems. Huge.
5 fun physics phenomena.
No, I don't know the physics, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. But what I will say is this. Speeding up causes something approximating oversteer. The ship becomes all slidey. I'm just going to turn a little bit to the left, but instead you go a lot to the left. I'll just turn right a little bit, but instead you turn to the right a lot. Remember how the cheerful navigator was like, come on guys, we have to get back to the center of the lane. Well, they can't, because every time they try to direct back to the center, the speed and the oversteer means they overshoot it. One more effect of going very fast.
I will sneeze.
Go back in time.
Wait for it.
Take a look at this animation side on. Water pressure effects cause the ship to tilt. At this speed, the front is raised 6 meters higher than usual, which means when they collide with the bank, combined with the high velocity, they really wedge themselves in. But we can't just blame everything on the physicists, because there's a third main cause. Poor communication. English is the official language of pretty much every port. However, the pilots start arguing with each other in Arabic, which is not just unprofessional, but excludes all of the rest of the crew from what's being discussed.
And unintelligible.
And all of these competing voices make for chaos on the bridge. But the blame is not all on the co-pilots either. The captain is always in charge. He has the ultimate authority. Decisions start and end with him. So the captain should have intervened and said something like, shut up, everybody. But he doesn't. He stands there quite passively throughout. By the time he does step in, it's too late. Now that everything's been laid out, who would you say is at fault for the crash of the
Everybody!
The helmsman? Blue pilot? The red pilot? Canthaville? I'll tell you. Society, that's who.
Society.
You and me. And I think you should apologize.
Oh, really? Feel like we're going to Act 2. Yep, here it is, Act 2. Stuck day 1.
Alrighty. So we have something 3.5 times the size of the Titanic, choking the world's largest freighting canal like a greedy seagull throating a glue stick. Good start. And they didn't get very far through the canal itself, about 5% of the progress bar. But if we scroll up for a second, we can see what landmarks they missed out on. The Great Bitter Lake, named so because the water there is very salty instead of fresh. Then up a 2-lane bit and over to Timsah Lake, named so because Timsah is the Arabic word for crocodile, because there used to be crocodiles in there. Otherwise, it's pretty much zip right through to the Mediterranean. That would have been very nice for them. Now we go back a bit to Timsah Lake, and here you'll find the city of Ismailia. And at its port, see this building?
Oars?
This is the Suez Canal Authority. Inside, Captain El Said, head of navigational control, is just settling in for the day. As he sits down to his desk, Captain, you're going to want to see this.
We've got a clusterfuck.
The video feed pulls up. What? Line 1. We're stuck. We'd like to request a tugboat.
Stuck? Stuck where?
You know that single lane area pretty close to the entrance? There.
Now, had this happened in one of the 2-lane sections, they could have kept the traffic flowing. But alas. What? So you're...
It's constipation. Ain't nothing getting through. You're backed up.
blocking all the traffic? Mr. El Said, we already promised we wouldn't get mad. Fine. I gotta see how bad it is in person. El Said snatches his keys off his desk and he races down to his car, rushing to the scene. He gets out and casts his eyes upon the ship. My God. Towering over him is a structure the width and breadth of the world's largest Walmart, except it is also 15 stories tall.
Ain't no
The
avoiding
bow,
that.
raised 6 meters higher than normal, is jammed into one side, like an unwitting finger in a Chinese...
I mean, I know they're going to get it out, but I cannot fathom how you get this thing out. I'm not an engineer. My brain doesn't work in ways with levers and pulleys and physics. I can't think how they're going to get this shit out. I cannot comprehend this.
Finger trap that somebody filled with Gorilla Glue in its prom tomorrow. The ass of the ship, firmly squatting aground on the other side. And the
Firmly squatting.
middle of the ship, making bended metal groans as it's barely suspended by only a few meters of water. El Said lets the sand run through his fingers. At this point, another important person arrives on the scene. Admiral Raby. He is the Suez Canal Authority chairman, the big boss of the whole canal.
Oh
Here's the rough structure of the organization. He's all the way up here, right?
Oh, no.
So high up that he reports directly to the Pharaoh of Egypt himself. Yep, that's one blocked canal. No, Mr. President. He didn't say blocked. Shut up. He said that canal rocked. He's giving it a 5-star review. Come on, follow me to the bridge. Al Said and Rabi board the ship, and it's a hell of a scene. The crew is racing around. Oh, God, they're going to check the nav data. They're going to see the dick pic. Oh, God. Canterville's standing back, taking a panicked phone call with the operating company. Okay, so 2 pilots walk into a ship, and the first one says, and the 2 pilots from before...
Still arguing in Arabic? After giving their account of the accident to El Said, the 2 SCA pilots who'd been on the Ever Given's bridge prepared to disembark. As they did so, they continued to bicker according to lawsuit evidence that's disputed by the SCA.
Are still bickering. All right, you 2 are dismissed. Canterville. Oh, God, this is the end of my career. This is going to cost $1 billion. Al Said puts his hand on Canterville's
Costs
shoulder.
more than that.
Do not worry, my friend. We shall solve this. Come on, Captain. What's the status? Well, the ship isn't floating. Yeah. No, what I mean is the situation is worse than you think. It's the way we're pitched up on the shore. The weight distribution is all wrong. We're like a raised bridge, but we don't have any of the support underneath. The middle of the ship could bend under its own weight and tear. So it could sink? Yeah. That would shut down the whole canal for months. Are we taking on water? No, I've had the engineers check the hull. We can't see water making ingress anywhere. Yet. The best way to get free and the best way to prevent the ship from potentially sinking is to lighten the load. We need to get rid of at least, I don't know, like 20,000 tons. How quickly do you think your crew can offload containers? No. Look how high those boxes are stacked. To offload these containers?
Yeah, that requires cranes. You need to be in a port where they can lift that shit up. There is not a single piece of machinery there capable of offloading those those crates. Ain't happening.
This is going to require specialist equipment. The kind you'd only find at a dedicated port. We're not going to be able to offload these containers out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, well, what's the easiest, most brute force solution you can think of?
Let's just blow it up and move on with our day.
The ballast tanks. Yeah, go on. We've got nearly 10,000 tons of ballast water on board. We can dump that right now and relieve some pressure. Excellent idea. I'll get started. No, you can't do that. Well, why not? Allow me to explain. You see, When a ship fills its ballast tanks, it's filling with more than just water. It's a big, dilute, salty soup of algae, plant material.
That would. I know where he's going with this. It's going to introduce foreign contaminants, species, and all kinds of shit that shouldn't exist in this man-made body of water.
And even sometimes small fish. Pick that up in Malaysia, and then just dump that at the next port. You're introducing these stowaway pest species into the environment. Some examples of these invasive species include the Northern Pacific sea star, the European green crab, that son of a bitch, and cholera.
Cholera. Jesus Christ.
So you have to treat the water before you discharge it, usually through heat or chemicals. And the key there is that it also requires time and access to one of these treatment machines. And we're not at a port. It's going to take much longer than usual. But let me get onto the line with the guys at Ismailia. We probably have a portable water treatment machine somewhere. Al Said turns and looks out the window. Coming down the canal are 2 tugboats, the ones that they ordered earlier. Look, we might not even be that deeply wedged in. These 2 tugboats might be all we need. Yes, tugboats. This is the Mosaid 2 and the Mosaid 3. These 2 little guys are able
Also, have to be the ship that was directly in front of the Ever Given and the convoy at the time. Okay.
to pull around this massive cargo ship, comparable in size to the Ever Given. On go the ties. Line secure, all fast. Engine ready. Ready to pull. Canterville looks nervously at El Said. Commence pull. Slow ahead. The polyethylene ropes whine as they're pulled taut from the water.
You can do it!
Tugboats lightly
You can do it!
roar against the ship, testing for resistance. All right, a little more. 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 Full power. Nothing. Not an inch of difference. All right, stop engines. Be on standby. This isn't going to work. With just 2 tugboats, we do not have the pull for a ship.
Now, my layman brain would say, let's get a dig team in there and start digging that thing out. Let's start getting rid of whatever's wedging in there. Maybe that'll give it a little room to pull it out. That's my layman brain, my non-engineer brain thinking right there.
This massive, this deeply grounded. It's also low tide. That's not helping. Wind's high tide. Early afternoon, in a couple of hours. All right, that buys us some time. How soon do you think you can get a dredger out here? Let me find out for you. Please hold. The dredgers can remove the sand below the waterline that's all built up around the ship. Hi again. They say it'll take a day, maybe 2. All right, tell them to hurry. A day or 2? I'd better update my boss. Let him know it's not going to be a quick fix.
You're fired.
I should call my wife as well. All right, don't go too far. I need you for something in a minute. Hey, what about excavators? Oh, yeah. How many we got? Right now? No, for my birthday. Yeah, now. 1.
See, hey, look, my layman brain was going around the right thought track there. There you go. Good for Adam.
1 guy. There's only 1 excavator on standby for the whole canal. Well, it's just post-COVID. Everyone's been excavating from home. Patch me through. There really was just 1 guy, by the way. It's local contractor Abdullah. So he picks up the phone.
Ahoy, hoy.
Mushy, mushy.
Mushy, mushy.
There's been a big accident at the canal, Abdullah. There's sand and dirt everywhere. I need your help. Just send me the deets, Tune. Abdullah jumps in his truck and heads to the scene. And when he pulls up,
oh,
God in Himmel. He sees the massive Ever Given wedged into the canal. Abdullah locks himself into his excavator.
All right, okay, I was right on line. Here we go. Here's our hero.
And gets to work on the most important task he's ever done digged.
I was right. Look at me. Layman man smart. Question is, will it work?
Back on the bridge. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully home soon. Okay. Yep, no, love you too. Okay, bye. Whew, the boss was not happy. Hey, before you said you needed me for something.
I did. Who's this?
Breathe into this tube.
Are you drunky?
Also, you have to do a drug test. After the crash, they tested Canterville for drugs and alcohol. Both came up negative. There's also a procedure to make sure that captains aren't fatigued. They look at the rest schedule and they find, no, Canterville took that nap. Remember? He's had plenty of rest time.
So he's just retarded.
So he passed the fatigue assessment. And while Canterville was at the nurse's office, high tide came and went. Tugs were tried again.
Yeah. We're still in Act 2.
And again. Tried a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It didn't work. All day trying, all evening, and into the early morning. But that stubborn ship was going nowhere.
I feel like we're getting an ad. Oh no, Act 2, Day 2. Still stuck. Okay. They're gonna summon the Sphinx to come to life and lift it out. Probably not.
Of course. The moon. Day 2.
There's quite a queue of ships by this point, and they're all honking their horns impatiently. Hey, move your ass! I got Frozens in the back. Go around! Go around!
No one knows quite what's happening because the Suez Canal Authority has not made a formal statement. But their hand is about to be forced when an impatient sailor behind the Ever Given takes a photograph and publishes it on
social media
line. And this starts a bit of a buzz on social media. It was at this very moment that the helmsman's most feared fear was most realized. Someone pulled up the navigational data.
Colonel?
Within 24 hours, it was all over the news.
Penis.
So over at the Suez offices, Mr. Rebbe, you have 300 voicemails.
Hello.
Telemarketers? Important clients and journalists. They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, aren't they? They're asking about whether the canal is blocked, yes. And the Suez Canal Authority could keep it a secret no longer. They held a press conference. Okay. This is crazy. Let's say, hypothetically, they didn't give many details, but it was a very inspirational press conference. The news begins reporting on the story.
It's blocked. Cargo ship blocking the Suez Canal is a huge container ship.
There's just the most incredible drama playing out in the Suez Canal.
A massive container ship longer than the Eiffel Tower.
It's one of the world's most important shipping lanes.
And breaking news from the Nana Star News Channel. I'm Nana.
Hi, Nana.
Mega ship's big ass is stuck in the Suez Canal.
Right. Point is, this story exploded everywhere. There was a lot
Hey, here you go.
of sympathy to go around.
I appeal to a
Dankula.
blocked global trade.
And the internet, upon seeing it, went, these guys need some help. We would love to volunteer.
We're the internet. We're going to make it better. No.
It's not a picture of a naked woman. I need to help them.
They knew best about what to do to get this ship unstuck.
Yes, we're going to meme this to death.
All right, it's time for the I reckon you could pretty much just do this and it'd work section. By far the most popular solution was simply blow it up.
Yes! Didn't I say that at the beginning? Let's just blow it up. That's what I said. I said let's just blow it up.
No ship, no problem. But why wouldn't this work? Well, first you're blowing up $1 billion worth of cargo. And this thing is about 3 times the size of Mount Rushmore. So there's quite a lot of debris to sweep up, actually.
And you still haven't solved the problem of moving the thing out of the fucking canal. Next idea. What if we attach 1,000 helicopters and simply fly the thing out? You could even take it all the way to its destination in the Netherlands. Well, the problem is this thing weighs about 300,000 tons. So even if you had a really powerful helicopter, you're going to need like 25,000 of them. And you can't put them all together in one area or they'll all crash. It ain't going to work.
En route to help. Hey, maybe pull up a bit.
Next. All right, more seriously, why don't we take a whole bunch of old jet engines, weld them to the sides of the ship, turn them all on at once, and whee, the day is saved. However, there is a risk of an explosion. And then you'd have a hole in the ship. And then the ship sinks, and then you're really never moving it. Hear me out. Liquid nitrogen. A lot of liquid nitrogen right under the boat. The water freezes, expands, the ship lifts up. Bob's your uncle, you love me.
Bob's your uncle, you love me.
Except now, the ship is just stuck in ice. And then it melts, and then you're back to the exact same position. Also, you need like $1 billion worth of nitrogen. There's no way to get that much material, let alone handle the scale of that material. Also, everyone's going to freeze to death on board. And the ballast will expand in the tanks, and that'll destroy the ship. It's not going to work. All right. Last idea. Best idea. What if we just actively made things worse? Such as this petition to add a second boat to the canal.
What?
Jokes aside, one humble comment did stand out from the crowd.
Get a few people on this side, a few people on that side, push it, and I really think it would go.
Well, maybe. Because that's exactly what the recovery team intended to do. Ahoy! Ah, good to see you back from the nurse. I told them I didn't do any drugs, but they wouldn't take my word for it. I would have believed you. Hey, just give me the walkie-talkie. All right, full ahead with the excavators. 3 more excavators join Abdullah, and they are all busily digging out the front and
Again, my suggestion is the practical one.
rear of the ship. It's still going too slow. What else we got? More rescue stuff. So here comes Rabbi pulling up to the scene. Good news, fellas. And he's standing atop a very powerful bit of kit. A big, beautiful dredger. To be specific, a cutter suction dredge. Essentially, you've got a big rotating cutting tool that loosens up all the soil, while a big suction pipe sends it yonder. All right, do the dredgy. Full speed. What else we got? We got more tugboats incoming. More and more tugboats join the fray. A total of 8, arranged around the ship like this. Notably, the Baraka 1 and the Izzat Adel. These are 2 of the most powerful tugboats in the Middle East, and that includes the non-deserty parts. Full ahead with those. They keep trying. A cacophony of engines playing the highest stakes game of tug-of-war ever attempted. Tens of millions of dollars being lost every hour until it was won. And their opponent? Unbothered.
Unbothered.
Moisturized. Taking up the whole lane. Unbudgeable. All right, we're calling it for now. Oh, El Sayed, we've thrown everything we can at the ship, and it won't concede an inch. It's hopeless, hopeless. The cynicism of youth. I've worked for many years on the Suez. There's magic in the water, Canterville. Magic. We will succeed. Your words are empty, El Sayed. Optimism has blinded you, El Sayed. We cannot defeat the canal. It is simply too powerful. If I were the guys at Case and Kaisha, I'd just forget about the Ever Given and buy a new ship. Well, we can't afford a new ship. The owners of the Ever Given, Shoei Kaisen Kaisha Limited, are getting very worried. I need that ship back, and I can't just leave it to the Suez Canal Authority to do it. There's only one team daring and foolhardy
Dun 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 dun.
enough to take on a job like this. Kaisen calls up an elite salvaging company from the Netherlands. Smit Salvage. We need your help. I got your number from you-know-who. Smith is the industry's best. They have response centers all over the globe, 24/7, ready to respond to marine emergencies. And funnily enough, they're the same team that helped with the rescue of the Costa Concordia
Hey, we did that one. We did that one.
back in 2012. Suit up, boys. They put the ocean in Ocean's 11, the tide in Tide Pod. And sometimes they pee in the water. Why not? The fish do it. We're en route to the canal. ETA in the next...
We've all peed in the water. You're a liar if you said you haven't.
It's 24 hours. Next time on Boat in Canal.
Next time?
The prophecy. It's coming true. Kiss me, you fool.
What?
I'm beginning to think you don't want to get the boat free. Well, is it the Yanny wire or the Laurel wire?
Laurel.
I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up. There's only one way this was ever gonna go.
What?
It's now day 3. There's more digging, more tugging, but the ship is still exactly where they left it. And the slow pace of progress is starting to cause problems for international trade. Each delayed ship represents thousands of tons of undelivered stock for store shelves. And that queue is getting longer and longer.
Oi.
On board, an estimated $9.6 billion worth of goods is sitting idle. The milk! It will spoil!
The milk's gone bad!
And the big question is, how long until this thing is fixed? To answer this burning question, the Suez Canal Authority holds another press conference and declares, guys, another day, maybe 2, might even be this afternoon. But the media and industry experts disagree.
The truth of the matter is that they're not making much ground. I mean, this is proving to be more difficult than originally expected. Could be closed for weeks.
It could take weeks.
Could be stuck for weeks.
Should just be going around Africa. Just going around the Cape of Good Hope.
Weeks. That's how long it could take to...
Or the Horn of Africa. Sorry, Horn of Africa. Blah. I'm starting to get brain dead from this.
free the container ship currently blocking the Suez Canal.
So that means all of these ship operators here, waiting in the queue, have a very difficult choice to make. So basically, I've just got 2 options. One, I can wait around hoping the ship gets unstuck, which nobody knows how long that's going to be. Or option 2, we go all the way around Africa. And I really don't want to do that, and it's not just a geographic thing.
It's racist.
Freighters don't want to go around Africa because it will cost them far more in terms of fuel. It adds 10 extra days to the route. And most importantly, pirates.
Yar!
Pirates, assassins,
Somalian pirates, we...
and gay pirate assassins.
Now, there be 2 main pirate hangouts. The Somali pirates, everyone knows about them. But the more prolific group is actually in the Gulf of Guinea. Named so because it holds the Guinness World Record for most pirates. In fact, in 2020, 96% of all maritime kidnappings happened in the Gulf of Guinea. That doesn't sound very good to me, Mr. Kaisha.
And I just want you to know that you've made an enemy. And when I... Is your boat running? Because you better fucking move it. You can't park there. All right, hear me out. I'm thinking a bunch of helicopters, right? And
There are a lot of people now who are angry with the owners of the Ever Given. There's only one thing I can do. Bing, 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 bong. Breaking news.
All right, hold on a second. All right, first of all, you know, you're a liar. We've all peed in the ocean, peed in the pool. Don't lie. And if y'all drink from the hoses, you know you did it. No.
Pause for a second. Shoei Kaisen Kaisha is big sorry. The owners of the Ever Given feel such enormous pressure that they go live on television to make a public apology. We are determined to keep on working hard to resolve the situation as soon as possible. Please do not be mad. In a few years, we'll all have a big laugh about it. Yours sincerely, Mr. Kaisha. Oh God, that's the boss of my boss's boss. I'm in so much trouble. Can't do anything about it. All we can do is keep trying to free the ship. So they keep going. And going. Into the night. And on that night, Canterville and El Said had a heart-to-heart.
Uh-oh, we're gonna get
The
gang?
mood was very somber. Still feeling optimistic, El Said? Of course. Well, it's day 3. How much progress have you seen so far? They're gonna blow us up, aren't they? It's possible. They're gonna freeze us, aren't they? That seems less likely. They might just attach a whole bunch of jet engines and we're gonna get fucked up. That one got debunked. Sorry, I don't mean to take it out on you. It's just, all these guys, they rely on me. The navigator, the helmsman, Gene, and the other ones we never animated. But I'm thinking maybe I should just get on a lifeboat right now and never look back. I could go live on an island somewhere, far, far away from here. Run away? Look at this. Timu neck massager for Sally. I bet she's checking her mailbox every morning. Bulk $6 fingerless gloves for Mr. Poe Box. You want to disappoint him? No. Little Jimmy won't be getting his 20-pack of kitchen tongs this Christmas. And you think that doesn't kill me inside? But we've exhausted every option. There's nothing on Earth that could free this ship. Well, that's where you're right. Look up there, Lil Canthy. El Said points up into the night sky. Los Lunos. Yes, the moon. The son of the night. To the ancient Egyptians, it was a sign of hope. And in a few more nights' time, a prophecy will be fulfilled.
A full moon?
The supermoon. I have to show you a kind of boring diagram. I'm so sorry. You see, the moon doesn't just orbit the Earth in a perfectly equidistant circle. It is, in fact, an ellipse. That means there is a point when the moon is the furthest from the Earth, and we call that the apogee. And there's also a point where it's closest to the Earth. That's the perigee. You know when you look into the night sky and the moon seems bigger or smaller than usual? Different distances, innit? Point is, the moon gravities all over the water. And the closer it is, the more it's going to pull. Now, there's another effect as well. If you believe the mainstream media, the Earth is going around the sun.
That's a good one.
Like this. And once in a while, it will also align with the sun being on the exact opposite side. Bam. At this point, when everything lines up like so, both the sun and the moon are at max strength pulling on the sea. And they call that the supermoon. And the tidal effects of both combine for an even greater pull. High tide can be even higher than usual, sometimes by up to 1.5 feet. Now, these sorts of moons only happen 3 or 4 times a year. But in 4 days, Big K, we're going to get one. Previously on Boat in Canal. Don't let go! Ha ha ha, my plans have all fallen into place. I thought I knew what being a captain meant. What do you mean cut the black and blue wire? There's only white and gold!
Ha 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 ha.
We've got one chance left. The moon. This is just like that Costa Concordia video he did, but way less funny. Over at the Ever Given, things are status quo. But online, there's a bit of a new development. A screenshot of a news article appears. Cargo ship crashes into Suez Canal. Captain involved in incident. But there's a twist.
Uh-oh. Is that a woman?
Uh-oh.
Egypt's first female sea captain, Marwa Elsa.
Hey, listen, she looks pretty good. I would.
Was being named in this headline as responsible for crashing the Ever Given. And the screenshot of this news headline spread all across social media. For Marwa to have screwed up this badly is impressive. Especially considering she's never worked on the Ever Given and is currently hundreds of miles away in Alexandria.
Looking sexy in that uniform. Yeah.
But someone online went, first female captain? Grody? Suez blockage? She must have did it.
Marwa found out about the accusations through a friend and quickly hopped online. I gotta clear my name. Guys, it isn't me. But the online bad guys must have hacked her account, because everything she wrote just came out in squiggles. So Marwa tried to hack back. This code, it's nothing I've ever seen before. They're countering my hack. I'm gonna reroute the hosting. Not if I can help it. They ran through the firewall. Use IP4. It's better.
Now, while we can all agree that a lady captain is very gross and icky, and while we all agree that she should be doing a lady job, like adding rosemary oil to the ballast water, or knitting hand warmers for the steering wheel.
It was not fair that she was being falsely accused, and the situation was escalating as the online bad guys started making fake accounts pretending to be her.
Internet trolls making it worse.
What was Marwa, etc., to do against such a coordinated campaign? Well, luckily, a surprise hero to the story. The mainstream media showed up and did a thing.
Don't worry.
Bringing her onto the telly and clearing everything. Marwa even found some positive in the situation.
I was really upset at the beginning, but later on I found like the support from all people around me, and that
Man, she got some serious eyebrows.
made me feel
Kind of won't anymore.
more grateful for what happened.
A lot of the social media posts got taken down. And in the end, it all turned out okay. At least, for her. Back to the Ever Given. The Ever Given has been grounded for 4 long Egyptian days. So tug, tug, tug. Dig, dig, dig. Pull, pull, pull. Fuel is getting low. Everyone is overdue for a break. All right, guys. Grab a Red Bull and a little snacky. We'll pick up again soon. But as the engines wind down, the crew can hear something approaching. Who the hell is that? It's
dun 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 dun.
Smit Selvage. The Smit team boldly actions onto the scene, looking at the ship very inspectively. They report their findings to the rescue team. All right, I ain't no boat expert, but if you want a chance of moving this ship, you're going to need to make it a lot lighter, by tens of thousands of tons at least. Is it going to bend and tear and sink? No, it doesn't look like it's going to do that. But it also doesn't look like it's going anywhere with all of this weight on the back. Okay, we trust you. What's your plan to make the ship lighter? I know a guy. He's got a crane. I'll get it down here. We'll offload all the containers. It'll be brilliant. You're going to love it. The container thing again? Yeah, how long is that going to take? Well, to get them down here and to get all the equipment assembled, we're going to need at least a few weeks. Weeks? Yeah, and to get all the containers off the ship, that might take several months.
Months? No, Mr. President, he didn't say months. He said, monks. Those Shaolin guys, they're very strong. Everything's going according to plan.
A furious Rabbi marches in.
Do you have any idea how much these last few days have cost Egypt already? We've had to sell parts of the Sphinx. Look, the nose is gone. It's looking all messed up. We turned the whole country into an e-commerce site. It used to just be called Gypt. Now it's online. Egypt. Remember Tutankhamun? Now it's Tutankhamun. Get it? It's a pun. Get it?
Let's move on, says the Smith guy standing in for the audience. Look, this is by far the best option. Yeah, it's slow and laborious, but it's a guaranteed fix. Or you can carry on doing what you're doing now. You're on what, day 4? How's progress so far? Al-Said wouldn't hear it.
We will continue with the dredging and the tugging. The supermoon will be here soon, and that will save us. You are foolish, Al-Said.
The supermoon.
The legend of the supermoon is just a legend.
All right, we're on the same team here. If you insist on keeping the cargo aboard and just tugging, we've got resources to help.
Smith calls in 2 additional tugboats.
And not just big ones, pretty much the biggest ones you can get. So Smith and the recovery team have figured out a sort of plan A and plan B. Plan A is to pull the Ever Given free by the supermoon, which is only 2 days away. Now, if that doesn't work, they'll have to go to plan B, which is to offload by crane most of these containers, and that will take months.
Everyone is mad.
Watching on impatiently, tapping their feet and looking at their watches very aggressively, is now a queue of 400 vessels waiting to use the canal. Fresh fruit, thousands of tons, losing its freshness. Medicine, losing its potency.
After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. You take the red.
Not to mention livestock.
More than a dozen ships have live
Oh my
animals
God, they're all the cows are covered in shit and piss. It must be wretched in there. Oh,
on board.
Mostly sheep and cattle, lightly sizzling under an Egyptian sun.
lightly sizzling and covered in shit. They've been shitting everywhere non-stop for 5 days.
The Egyptian government has had to dispatch vets to board these ships to tend to the animals' welfare. A few days ago, when I was a younger man, freight from Asia only cost $8,000 a container. Now it's $12,000. And the impact is being felt by a lot of larger companies. Renault, for example, ran out of some critical components and had to halt assembly at a couple of its plants. Adidas, Nike, IKEA.
He said Adidas. It's Adidas. None of your Euro Adidas crap.
All saw shortages.
Some of our clients are out of their top-selling SKUs already.
And as tankers queue, oil prices are rising.
Let my people go through the little waterway, please. And meanwhile, all across the day, the tugs are trying again and again. Move a little more sand, wait for the next high tide, try again. And as this marches on with the same futility as day one, banking on the supermoon looks like a costlier and costlier gamble. All right, enough of this. Said about 100 ships opting instead to go the long route around Africa, accepting the longer traffic time and piratey risk.
Supermoon cometh. Mr. Ships!
The supermoon. It's tonight. There's a renewed energy as people scuttle around the area, doing everything they can to prep the ship for the big event. The excavator crew, over the course of the week, has expanded to a team of 11, working double, sometimes triple shifts with only 3 hours a day for sleep. Together with the two dredgers, they have moved 30,000 cubic meters of sand and soil. For comparison, this is 1 cubic meter. And this,
yeah, where they were running side by side the actual clips from the movie and from the original. Yeah, I did watch it. Yeah, I did.
This is 30,000 cubic meters. And here is what it looks like next to the Ever Given. That's a lot of sand. Subway sandwich for scale. And it's borne some results. Overnight, they managed to free the rudder from the left bank. And that's a big deal, because this rudder was acting as a bit of an anchor in the sand. Now free, the stern bobs around with the motion of the
bobbing.
wall. Great stuff. Meanwhile, the crew is doing everything it can to lighten the weight of the ship.
That includes making a second plea for the ballast water to be ejected. Oh, please, the Smith guy's already tinkled in there. We just can't do it. It would destroy the ecosystem of Egypt. Please, 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 please. All right. Biodiversity. Let 1,000 algae bloom. Nice work. That'll make the ship 9,000 tons lighter, Kenthy. The water's so bright, I can barely see it coming out of the ship. Here, take these. No.
No.
I don't deserve them. Sunglasses are for people who redeem themselves. That's not me. Hold on to them, just in case. Into the evening, the pace keeps up. We see Abdullah excavating away. But really, he's thinking about the moon. Rabbi, he's busy taking video calls. But he finds himself distracted with thoughts of the moon. Even Mr. Kaisha. Is there anything in this world that doesn't remind me of her?
More breaking news from the Suez Canal problem. Evergiver is stuck in the Suez Canal still. It's been almost a week. A tugboat should be able to move Evergiver's big ass. This is Nana Starr's news channel.
I lost brain cells from that one. Supermoon heareth.
The full moon shone brightly that night, kissing the nape of the canal's neck with its gravity lips. Full tongue. The canal liked it. And spoiling the romance of the moment is a big fleet of tugboats, watching on voyeuristically. They are 17 in total, with just a bit over 1,600 tons of bollard pull. And here's how they're arranged around the Ever Given. Of the four most powerful tugs, 2 go at the front and 2 go at the back. They'll be pulling. Another 6 tugs are put on the flanks. 2 over here, 4 over here. They'll be pushing. The remaining tugs are fueled and ready on the sidelines, waiting for their chance to sub in. Positioned like this, when the word is given, all these ships are going to try and turn the Ever Given anti-clockwise.
All right, we've still got 20 minutes left.
Do you think that this is gonna... I believe in the supermoon. This had better work.
Supermoon!
The guy with the ruler down by the shoreline yells out, "The tide has hit its peak." El Sayed commands over the radio. Start main engines. Tension on.
Go.
Full ahead. The tugs start moving. They carve through the water with ease. The immense power from the tugs meet the resistance of the Ever Given. It was at this point that the narrator said something really poetic. Stuff about the night. About how the ships were like dances on the water. For juxtaposition, we cut away to that crab again. Which everybody hated. It's like a metaphor if you think about it. The tugs are sliding to the left. They're sliding to the right. It's not working! Diesel fumes fill the air as the tugs keep increasing their power. The water violently foams behind the tugs. Everyone is staring at the back of that ship. Come on.
And then?
Move. This goes on for minutes. More minutes. Even more minutes. An hour. 2. 4 hours. By 4:30 a.m., the moon's power is starting to wane, and there is very little progress.
The supermoon
Don't
failed
give up.
us!
The tide only goes down so that we can rise once again. Your moon gambit has cost Egypt dearly, El Sayed. Guards, prepare the sarcophagus with the beetles, like in the... What the hell is that? Under the water, all of this tugging has loosened the sand, the soil, the rock.
Oh, she's moving. She's moving!
Could it be? The sound of metal tensing and flexing. The ship is beginning to move. It is coming free from the bank. the supermoon gives one last howl. It worked. They pulled the ship from the bank. At the back, at least. Now, the bow is still wedged in there pretty good, but this is progress.
Yeah.
We're halfway to freedom. Keep going. So they did, all morning.
Want to fight, bro? Want to fight, bro?
7:30 a.m. The sun is rising. The tugs have been pulling all night. But the most difficult task, freeing the bow of the ship, remains beyond them. Well, I guess even the moon has its limits. I don't want to hear it, El Said. It wasn't enough. That bow is still stuck. No, Mr. President. They're not saying that the bow is still stuck. They're saying, take a bow. And then something else that rhymes with stuck. I gotta go. They were loading up the missiles for Plan B, as the guys on social media suggested. I lied about the crane thing. This was always the plan, says the Smith guys. You know what, Canterville? I agree. They should just blow us up. What? My career is over now, too. You're the guy who blocked the canal, and I'm the guy who couldn't get it cleared. We've brought instability to the Middle East. But enough, Canterville. I raised your hopes with moon-based promises. But look at the tide. It's low. Low tide. And yet, I am lower still. Canterville looks pensively out the window. And it was at that moment that he had his character arc. He realized that he was the captain, and the captain is always in charge. Shut up, El Said. We shall continue, regardless of the tide. Is that not the Egyptian way? Don't you remember the story, El Said? That every young Egyptian kid is told about the human pyramid? No. Where there's one guy at the bottom who gives up and we all fall down? Heck, it ain't a triangle if you don't try. We need to be strong, together, like a pyramid. It's what Giza would have wanted. You're right, damn it. Thank you, Canterville. That's the most inspirational speech I've ever heard in my life. I'll never lose my faith again. And even though you're kind of the worst captain I've ever seen, you're still the best friend.
You're the best around. Sinister Snips!
So they pressed on all morning, enthusiastically and vigorously tugging away, beating off the fatigue, but to no
I knew there was going to be a masturbation
Okay,
joke in there.
take
I
a
knew
break.
it.
Copy. We'll have lunch and pick up again in a couple of hours. Then suddenly, one of the Smith guys comes busting into the room. I've got an idea. Everybody turns and looks at the Smith guy. All right, well, sorry about the boring diagram, but take a look at this. Remember how we emptied the ballast tanks before? Yeah, of course. Well, now that the ship is half floating, what if we refilled the ones at the back on this part of the diagram, where the ship is almost floating? That way, it will sink lower here and allow the bow to sit up even higher on the bank. Canterville gives El Said a knowing nod. I got this. I know a guy who owes me a favor. Please. A few hours later, the ballast tanks were filled. And it worked. The bow lifted ever so slightly. It's working. And it gets better. It's now 2 p.m., and that means high tide. Guys, I've got another technical issue. All right, what is it? It's easier if I show you with a drone. Hold on, let me try again. All right, you can see the ship is lodged at the front. The guys are pulling,
Why is
but
it
it
a
ain't budging.
sandwich?
However, a lot of force is building up here. And what if it were to break free? The sudden release could propel the ship straight across the water with a hell of a lot of momentum. It could span the entire canal and land on the opposite bank, only to run aground again. Worse still, it could pin these small tugs in its wake.
No! Why?
To solve this problem, they did a bit of a safety briefing, and they got some rope. 4 ropes, actually, tying the bow of the ship to somewhere on the land. The lines look great, guys. With the contingency in place, the tugs start up again. And about an hour later, at 3:05 p.m., movement. The bow began to shift. Okay, that's definitely moving. This is it. It's working. The ship made a big noise as it accelerated from the bank. And at first, excitement and relief. The bow was coming free. But uh-oh. Remember that concern about the overswing? Well, it's happening. Okay, the only source we found for this part of the story was Bloomberg, but they said that it happened and we wanted to build it. So this recreation is how we imagine it went. The 4 support ropes take strain. Then, snap, one of them breaks. Do you think it's going to hold? I think it's going to hold. Move those tugs out of the way. Snap, another rope breaks. Captain El Sayed. It's going to hold. Get your tug out of the way, but it's going to hold. Snap, a 3rd rope breaks. Get out of the way, get out of the way. A single strand is the only thing holding this ship from swinging all the way to the other bank and being stuck forever. Without even realizing, Canterville grabs El Sayed's hand and squeezes it tight. It's gonna hold. You're a madman, Canterville. Mad passionate about this canal, and I ain't afraid of nothing. He said very cold-backedly. The engines shut off. All that could be heard is the squeak of tightening rope and the scream of torsioning metal. Sacre bleu, said Abdullah. But it is slowing down. It comes to a halt. The final rope held.
It held!
They really did it.
You magnificent
And the
bastards.
Evergiven rested easy in the middle of the canal. Al Sayed turns to Canterville. Power up the engines. Let's get your ship moving again. I'm on it, says Canterville. All of the tugboats start honking their horns in celebration. Cheers can be heard from the main dredger, the Mashour. In fact, they filmed this celebratory video. You heard them right, Mr. President. We did it. We did it. It's free. I told you. All in a day's work. The president takes his finger off the nuke button. Pack it up, boys.
Now lawsuits.
I can't believe it. All that digging really must have made a difference. Oh. Good. Everybody hated that crab. We did it, Gene. We did it. Gene? Where are you? Captain, who are you talking to? Gene. Captain, there's no Gene on board. Wait a minute. No, it's impossible. Gene, wait. Thank you. I'll always remember you, Canterville. And so the canal was clear once again. And chop, chop. You still got work to do. By 8 p.m., the workday had not finished for the Suez Canal Authority. There's still a backlog of 400 ships waiting to go through the canal. So Rabbi stands in front of microphones and says, the canal will be operating around the clock until the queue is cleared. And within a few days, it returned to normal. It was a big accomplishment. Many industry experts thought it would take several months to free the Evergiven. But
You're not wrong, and it's made more money than both Fantastic. This video, I guaranteed, for an historian, it's made more money than Superman and Fantastic Four. Very simple.
Crisis was resolved within a mere week. Prepare the sarcophagus for the doubters. Even Egypt's president came out and said, "Good job, everybody. You know what? Pizza lunch." And the
I could
Suez
go with some
Canal
pizza.
Authority held a ceremony in honor of the workers who helped to free the ship. And they also made this monument, which you can see on Google Maps.
Free until sued.
But the story doesn't end here. A quick note on the helmsman's penis. Now you, me, and everyone in the press saw that VDR data.
Fragwürdigen Penismanöver genutzt.
But despite how realistic and to scale it was not deliberate. Yes, sheer coincidence. If you watch the VDR data, he really is just dodging the ships, and that's the shape that the path took. So he didn't get in any trouble. The end. Oh, all right, I suppose one more smaller detail. Now that the Ever Given is free, what's going to happen to it? And what's going to happen to the crew? Well, the Ever Given was tugged over to Great Bitter Lake, where they determined that the ship was seaworthy and not in any urgent need of repair. But it's also going to be impounded. Oh no. Hey, there's, like, police boats outside. Why? What did you do? This ship and its crew is now subject to the indefinite detention by the authority of the Egyptian government. Until you pay us, the Ever Given may not leave, says the Suez Canal Authority. Yes, we will be holding on to the Ever Given. It's our view that there was no wrongdoing on the part of the Suez Canal Authority.
Oh, I don't know about that. Them pilots were fucked up.
Or its two pilots. And it was all the crew of the Ever Given. So their ship will be held until the parent company agrees to rightfully pay us for all of the costs incurred. Ruh-roh. Now here's where things get very complicated, and there is a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo. But the crux is this. The Suez Canal Authority...
Was that? Hang on a second. Was that the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial footage right there?
Uh-oh. Now here's where things get very complicated, and there is a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo. But the crux is this. The Suez Canal Authority says, "Dear Ever Given owners, you owe us $900 million. And Shoei Kisen Kaisha says, "No way. How many yen is that? No way." So by April 13th, some of the crew was allowed to leave, but a lot of them have to stay. And there's a certain nervousness in the air. Large legal battles can go on for a while, and there was already a bad example of this just a few dozen kilometers away. The MV Aman.
Oh, we're coming back to this. Okay.
The MV Aman is a much smaller vessel, and it has been abandoned for years, detained by the Egyptian government in 2017 for expired safety equipment. Now, they were told to replace the equipment and pay a fine. However, there was no one to replace the safety equipment or to pay the fine because the shipping company went broke.
$900 dues.
So they just abandoned the vessel. There was no way for the legal situation to advance. And that meant that there was no way for the ship to be released. Most of the crew had to stay on the ship, and they would keep them there for more than a little while. 13 months before a judge finally decided, all right, look, just leave the keys with one guy. We'll call him the custodian, and everybody else can go home. Now, that custodian was a Syrian man named Muhammad Aisha. Look, he's holding the keys. He's holding the keys. You have to stay on the ship now. Everybody else got to leave, but he had to stay. On top of the 13 months he'd already been there, he spent the next 3 years aboard the ship. Quickly, the ship ran out of fuel, which meant it ran out of power, which meant it ran out of running water. No refrigeration either. Food ran out.
Every few days, Mr. Aisha would be allowed to swim onto the shore to get food, water, charge his phone, but he was only permitted for about 2 hours until they would tell him to scoot.
This is nuts.
Would this be the same fate for the Ever Given crew? They did not know. But we do, so let me tell you.
A few more weeks passed, and the negotiations continued.
You guys had those 2 bickering pilots. Yeah, but the captain's always in charge.
Sorry, who didn't arrange for tugboats while we were going through the canal?
Oh, that was you guys.
I'm going to put 20,000 containers on one of the largest ships in the world and go double the speed limit, then complain about tugboats.
But eventually, they all got together in a big room. And they went, I'm sorry about all those things I said and those emails I sent. I didn't mean it. I was tough on you as well. They embraced. They made amends. They made love.
Whoa!
And they agreed, all right, you can keep using the canal, but sometimes we get to go fishing on the boat. That's fair. That's tough, but that's fair. They shook on it. It was an Egyptian handshake. They do the thing with the elbow. There was a mummy.
This story sucks. By September, the crew was allowed to return home. They only got MV Amand a little bit. And that guy on the MV Amand, he got to go home too. Why not? Get out of here, you scamp. The Ever Given made its delivery to Rotterdam. They did it! All the cargo is here. Although, it wouldn't hurt to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Canterville continued his career in shipping. It wasn't the end. Maybe just one more for the road. It's a great time to be a cargo ship captain. I can tell you that much. Al Said returned the Lunexicon back to the Sphinx.
Lunexicon.
Thank you, old friend. And the Ever Given had some minor repairs done to the bow over in Qingdao Port in China. And then she was ready to set sail again. The Ever Given was released back into the wild. It sailed into the sunset. Ever since then, global trade has improved. Prices have gone down.
No, they haven't.
The economy flourished
No,
once
it
again.
hasn't.
Food returned to the supermarkets.
And
Mothers
higher prices.
clutched their babes. A litter of puppies. And peace was finally restored to the Middle East. Forever.
Forever.
The end.
And
thanks again to Saley.
Okay, that's it's his ad. We let it in. Okay, wow, that was a slog. That was a slog. Wow. There we go. We had some fun moments there. A little fun. Not as amusing as other past ones, I think, but we still had our fun there. All right, we are going to wrap it up now. We have been going for over 2 hours. Stretch. There it is. Okay, so it is Space Marine 2 later tonight. Probably I'm going to assume around 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Other than that, that's all we got. Nothing else to say or do. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I hope you had a good time. We always enjoy these. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another episode of the Daily Dive. Until then, everybody, take it easy.